Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Jan Michael here. Over the last 10 days, I've been reviewing every single film that is nominated for Best Picture at the 2023 Academy Awards. And now that it's all said and done, it's time to go into my final Oscar predictions, which I'm especially excited for this year because for the first time ever, I've actually managed to see every single movie that has a nomination at the Oscars before the show starts. Wait. Does that mean you actually managed to see all the films in the shorts category? That's right, I saw every single one in every single category. Cool. So you managed to see all of the international and documentary feature films? Yep, all 10 of those knocked right on out. Wait, you even saw all of the technical films? I did indeed, including the ones that only had one nomination. But there's no way you went out and saw Tell It Like a Woman. Fuck you, I saw Tell It Like a Woman. Tell It Like a Woman is my jam. So yes, every single one of those I saw. So I'm super excited. And thus, that means that I'm about to predict every single one of these correctly, right? Right? Let's start with Best Costume. So I'm actually going to begin by predicting something that most of you at home are going to go, what the fuck, Chad? Why are you doing that? And that is predict Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Costume. And I'll tell you why. For months now, I've been making the argument that the costumes in Everything Everywhere All at Once are fantastic. I mean, I know it's not the thing you think about when you remember the film, but especially if you were to stack them all up next to each other, you realize just how many of them there are. And a lot of them are very, grandiose. So I was predicting it to get the nomination when nobody else was. And then it gets the nomination. So I gotta stick with it, especially with its recent CDG win. I feel there's a very strong argument for it going home with the win. Is it a done deal? No, of course not. There are other worthy picks that could go home with the win, but my money is gonna stick on this film. Next up is Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and if I were to play it smart, I would say Elvis is gonna take home the win. But as you all know, I'm not very smart and I like to take risks. So even though I don't think it has a huge chance of going home with the win, I'm still gonna predict The Whale here. Because first and foremost, have you seen the makeup and prosthetics of The Whale? It's fucking amazing. Second of all, I gotta take risks. Otherwise, hey, just go watch anybody else's video. It's all gonna be the same thing anyway. So I'm gonna go for Best Makeup and Hairstyling to The Whale. For Best Sound, Top Gun Maverick. I gotta say that movie makes me feel that airplanes are actually real. Like if planes really existed, I could totally believe that they would make sounds like this. Okay, I'm fucking with you. I've always kind of weirded out when war and plane and car movies end up going home with sound, because I'm like, we hear that shit every day. And most of the time it's fucking annoying. So in movies is the one area where we're like, oh yeah, great sound there. But if you were to take that step back, I completely understand. The way that it blends all together and makes it not annoying is very well done indeed. Though on that note, I will say that war is also another big one that takes home this award. So I wouldn't be completely surprised if All Quiet on the Western Front were to come in and just steal the win away from Top Gun. So that's a possibility. But for now, I am going to follow suit with everybody else and say Top Gun takes home sound. Original score! I'm gonna go with Babylon on this one. And I have been hearing arguments against Babylon recently, where a lot of people have started going, oh man, if Babylon was gonna win that award, then it would be sweeping everything. And I think this is the point in time where a lot of people start to overthink what their picks are gonna be because the Oscars are so goddamn close. So people they tend to start getting nervous and second guessing themselves. So don't do that. Babylon definitely has the best score. And I get that movie is now beloved. It didn't sweep, but neither did anything else. So while you can make the argument that maybe Babylon could maybe lose it because one of these other ones could win, I think it really is more appropriate to say that the award is just wide open right now. So stick with your first instinct on this one. For me, it's Babylon. And if it's something different for you, then I would stick with that one for you. For original song, Natu Natu from RRR. I'm not saying this is a done deal, but it's winning everything it needs to, and I'm feeling very confident in it. I actually would be very disappointed if it didn't go home with the win, which I guess is always a possibility, like maybe Hold My Hand takes it instead or Lift Me Up. But I hope not. I hope this is a win for Natu Natu because that song is just so goddamn catchy. So I do have to pause for just a second for live action short because I'm a little bit conflicted on which route to follow. Typically, this award does go to the one with children in it. It's just, if you look back at the history, just as long as your short has a child in it, and chances are you're going to go home with the award. And the short with the most children in it is Les Pupilles. And I gotta say, I wasn't a big fan of that movie. So I'm kind of hesitant to predict it, and I get that Alfonso Cuarón's name is attached to it, but if there is a major thing I would take away from that argument is the big name doesn't always go on to win. Obviously, there's exceptions like last year, but I mean, let's just look at the animated shorts where you had Taika Waititi and you had Coleman Domingo attached to 2 animated shorts, and they didn't even get the nomination. So I don't think big name always comes into play with these shorts. And for me, I honestly think out of all of these, I think An Irish Goodbye is probably the strongest of them. I'm not saying that movie's like amazing or anything by any means. I actually think the shorts in live action are kind of weak, but I think that one had the most heart, and I can see more people gravitating to it. So maybe we'll get that surprise win for An Irish Goodbye, and yeah, that's the way that I'm gonna go. Now for best documentary short, I'm actually gonna get away from my comfort zone and predict something that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and that's Haul Out. I understand people's love of it. The walruses are freaking adorable. I just wasn't a big fan of that movie, but something in the back of my mind is just telling me, hey, Haul Out, you know, it's gonna win. I look at this lineup, and that's the one that kind of sticks out, and I've heard so many people really do love it, so man, even though it's not my personal favorite, I'm gonna go that route. Now, originally, and maybe it'll come back to bite me, I'm gonna say that I was going to vote for Stranger at the Gate, because that movie is very, very well done. I love the message behind it. I love how love kind of conquers all in this scenario, but there's a lot of people out there that just straight out hate it. And I think they hate it for the wrong reasons. Like, they're trying to make arguments about why this isn't good, and honestly, I think it's just bigoted trying to make a reasonable argument to kind of combat the film. And when you sit down and really think about it, they're not even very good reasons. So I don't know. I think there's too much pushback on that one to go home with the win, but I really do hope it does. Like, if that one goes home with the win, I'll be completely fine being wrong in this category. But I don't know. There's just something telling me Haul Out is the more beloved film and thus probably more likely to go home with the Oscar. Moving on to documentary feature, I should probably change my vote to Navalny because everybody is picking Navalny. And the biggest argument that I hear is that, first, it's a good documentary with a very big, surprising, entertaining moment. But the other thing is that because of the war between Russia and Ukraine, it's a very important film right now. Like, everybody's minds are on it. Everybody fucking hates Russia, and this is so anti-Putin that people are just going to naturally flock to it. And yes, I completely agree, except I've made that argument in the past with other documentaries and have gotten burned. Like, there's times where I was like, oh, well, you know, with Roe v. Wade going on and this movie talking about women's freedoms, that's going to be the one that gets nominated. Doesn't even fucking get nominated. Oh, well, with the pandemic going on and this one taking a very, very good look at what that, how it began and everything that came of it, this one's going to get nominated. Doesn't even get nominated. So I've been burned in the past. And so while I do think the arguments are sound, I'm kind of hesitant to do so because I've been proven wrong in the past. So yeah, I'm actually not going to go with Navalny. I'm not going to go with Fire of Love either, just because as much as I really like that film, I fucking loved All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. I really do think that is the strongest documentary. I think it has a lot of really exciting moments where I couldn't look away. I was like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? And I love the style of it, how you look at this person's past, plus what they're fighting for right now. So yeah, I'm on board. I'm going to stick with all the beauty and the bloodshed. But again, you want to play it smart, you should probably go for Navalny. Animated short, I'm just going to go and predict the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. I think this is the one that's everywhere right now. So many people are talking about it. I've heard lots of people cried while watching it. I can't say I personally did. I honestly think that a lot of the drive-by philosophies and life lessons are kind of ridiculous, but whatever. If that's your jam, cool, great. It's a kid's film, so I feel kids will gravitate towards it. It's good life lessons, if you will, just told in a manner that doesn't feel very, I don't know, cohesive to the overall tale. But I'll follow suit and say that one is going to be the winner. But personally, I would really like either Ice Merchants or My Year of Dicks to go home with the win. I think those are much stronger films. So if one of those takes it and I'm wrong here, once again, I'd be completely fine with taking the loss. For animated feature, I don't know why you're asking me. It's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Look, there's not a lot of like slam dunks this year. In fact, it's very exciting that there are so many close races even amongst the technical categories. But there are still a few slam dunks, and this most definitely is one of them. So, done deal. We don't need to talk about it any further. Let's move on. Same with international feature film. It's All Quiet on the Western Front. It's a slam dunk. End of story. Moving on. Visual effects. Ditto. Avatar. The Way of Water. Slam. Dunk. Moving on. For production design, I think this is also a very easy victory for Babylon. I mean, it's got the whole circle jerk production behind it, so I think we're done with this one. Unless they just fucking hate Babylon so much that they just don't want to give it anything. And in that case, this one and score probably go with it. But I'm not ready to entertain those notions. Let's just not overthink it and go Babylon here. Adapted screenplay is another one that I think a lot of people are second guessing themselves on and thinking of what alternative other than women talking can take home the award. And it's so late in the game, I'm not gonna do that. Women talking. It's nominated for Best Picture, and yes, I get that All Quiet on the Western Front and Top Gun Maverick also are. If it really just ends up losing it, I think probably All Quiet on the Western Front goes home with it just because of all the awards that one's gotten. But I don't know if writing is the first thing you think about when you look at that film. I think with women talking, it's in the title. So I think this is gonna go that route. I'm not going to doubt myself here. I should vote for Everything Everywhere All at Once for original screenplay. You should do that if you're trying to get them all right, but I'm actually going to go with The Banshees of Inisherin. Couple of reasons. First and foremost, if I didn't do that, then I would honestly vote nowhere for The Banshees of Inisherin. And that's just goddamn sad. Second of all, if it's one of those things where, like, the voters kind of know that Everything Everywhere All at Once is just going to go home with Best Picture, maybe they're looking to honor Banshees somewhere, and if not in Best Supporting Actress, maybe this is the category that they're going to honor it in. How likely is that? I have no fucking idea. You probably have to ask somebody in the industry for a better inside look at that, but it's just the way that my mind is working right now, and I know it's not always right. So again, if you want to play it safe, if you want to get these right, just go for Everything Everywhere. I'm going to take a risk here and say Banshees. Look who's come crawling back in the editing category. I'm sorry, what was this argument you were all making a few weeks ago? A few months ago? Oh, Everything Everywhere's not gonna take home Best Editing because Top Gun Maverick's gonna go home with sound and editing are tied together. And now look at who's changing their tune. Looks like Jan has some insight after all. Yeah, I'll take my dick sucking right now, please. And yes, of course, I'm gonna vote for Everything Everywhere All at Once to win here. And now for Best Cinematography. Delicious. Well, it should have gone to Top Gun Maverick, but seeing as it missed somehow, this is still so fucking baffling to me. Can we just do an interview with the voters and find out how the fuck that happened? Anyways, it's most likely going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front. I can maybe see Elvis steal it, but I I think most people are gonna think of the cinematography in All Quiet over Elvis, personally. Okay, supporting actor. One more slam dunk for Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I honestly, I'm not gonna go into the possibilities of anybody else winning it. Yes, he didn't go home with the win at BAFTA, but BAFTA's fucking weird at points, so whatever. It's Ke Huy Quan all the way. And now we come to Best Supporting Actress, which is most definitely gonna be one of the more exciting ones of the night. I might be making a stupid move here, but I'm gonna stick with Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And yes, I get, like, I've seen the numbers, I've seen the past wins and how likely it is for her to win her combination to go on to win the Oscar. Like, all fucking technical mumbo jumbo. It's not always going to be as is. Like, it's just not. There's gonna be moments where something weird fucking happens and the trend is broken. Just that's life, sorry. So yes, while it might be a stupid move to predict otherwise, I'm gonna stick with Angela here. Because truthfully, the only other two that are in the running here, Carrie Condon and Jamie Lee Curtis. First, do you see Jamie Lee Curtis winning for this? I mean, unless they've decided we're gonna give her a career win here. Who knows when she's gonna get nominated again, which by the way is not always the best argument. I've made that argument in the past and it's come back to bite me. And if that's the case, then that's also an argument you can make for Angela Bassett and her career. So yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't see her winning. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the arguments are too similar to one another. And second of all, Carrie Condon, yes, I could see her taking it just because she won at BAFTA, and BAFTA's very good at predicting this award, but I don't know. There's just something telling me that Carrie just doesn't have that same, like, momentum, that same history, that same career that these other two actresses have. So something there is giving me pause as well. And so when it all is said and done, I can't see Angela Bassett just overwhelmingly losing to any of these other two. I think she still has a very good shot at taking it. And because she still has a very good shot at taking it, I'm gonna stick there. You see this passion, you see how exciting this award's gonna be. I'm super fucking excited for this one. Actor is gonna be another super fucking exciting one. And I get the smart thing here would be to go with Austin Butler for Elvis. And if he wins, it's not a bad victory. It's not. It's just he's my least favorite to win, with the exception being Bill Nighy. I think he really is just happy to be there. But yeah, I want Brendan Fraser to win. I don't know when he's gonna get another chance, and I get it's not a good argument to make. His movie's not even nominated for like fucking Best Picture, and looking at the numbers, I think the last time that happened was with Jeff Bridges with Crazy Heart. So yeah, I get it. It's not a smart decision to make, but I'm just gonna follow what my heart tells me, which is not always the best thing. And then we got Best Actress, another fucking close race, and god damn, there's gonna be so many moments I'm gonna be at the edge of my seat. If you make the show fucking boring, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Look, if we're just gonna take a step back and just go by best performance, it's Cate Blanchett. She gives the best performance of her career. It's fucking amazing. It's just looking at the film, just looking at the trailer, you're like, holy crap. But I want Michelle Yeoh to win. When is she gonna get another chance? It'd be a very fantastic and worthy win. It's not like you'd be giving it to a bad performance. It's a great performance. And I think the argument that I always see is, well, it's supposed to be Best Actress, so you should be voting for the Best Actress. And yeah, when's the Academy done that every single year? Fucking almost never. Fucking almost never. So unless the Academy has decided, from this moment on, we're just gonna give it to the best performance, it's just not gonna happen. Sorry. So yeah, to take the past into consideration, just fucking give it to Michelle Yeoh. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing, give it to Michelle Yeoh. I'm predicting her. I'd rather be wrong than vote Cate Blanchett and be wrong about Michelle Yeoh. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not done. Alright, Best Director. I do think this is the final slam dunk for the Daniels. Even if for some fucking reason Everything Everywhere All at Once doesn't go home with Best Picture, I feel that Daniel still got to go home with Best Director. And god damn, what a journey from nobody placing it on their top 5 to them getting the nomination and people still arguing against them not winning to all of a sudden now everybody being like, yeah, that they're gonna win. They're the front runners. What a journey. What a journey. Congrats, Daniels. Very well deserved. And lastly, of course, Best Picture. All right, let's break these down one last time. I think out of all of these nominees, the only one that's really going to go home with nothing is Triangle of Sadness. No matter where it's nominated, there's just stronger competition. So, sorry, but congrats on the nominations. And then the only other one that I could see maybe going home with nothing is The Fabelmans. Though, there is a chance it could surprise here and there. So I'm not saying it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but I just don't see it being very likely. Apart from that, I can see everything at least going home with one thing. Yes, I didn't vote for everything to win one thing. Like, I don't have Elvis winning for anything, and that just seems wrong. I feel like it's at least going to go home with one, but I think even if I don't predict them to go home with anything, there is a very strong chance they will go home with something, if that makes sense. Long story short, Best Picture, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, this is like everybody's vote right now. I don't see a last-minute surge for something like with Coda last year. I feel we would have at least heard something happening by now. So I think we got a really good, strong chance everything's just going to go home all the way with Best Picture. And I'm on board. It's my favorite film of last year. And that would be a very fantastic way to go out on the show. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my final predictions for the 2023 Oscars. Holy shit, what a ride it's been. Now, no time to get sappy or sentimental. I still got the reactions video to film. By the time you watch this video, the Oscars are the next day, so please give me a day or so to compile that reaction and put it out. And as I typically do after the Oscars, I will be taking a short little break. Pulling out one video after another like this, day after day, it's exhausting. And I need to recharge my batteries, otherwise I just get burnt out. So stick with me, guys. One final video left. Check out those Oscars. If you haven't done so, check out the nominees. There's a lot of really good ones in there. Ones that not a lot of people have talked about, but I think are very worthy of the watch. So yeah, seek them out. Seek them out. Go do some research. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there and have a good one.